Fancy. Bienvenidos to the Gluten Power Hour, as I like to call it, with your hosts, Edwin Almanza de Pascual Mejia Sanchez and Adrian Silva Gonzalez Gutierrez.
Sure, please.
How you feeling, brother?
It's always that thin line between
Love
am
and
I
hate.
excited or am I nervous? Which is it?
You tell me.
I like to think it's excitement. Because, again, it's all about self-governance.
Are
it's
you-
about what you choose.
Are you nervous right now?
excited?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
here we
what
go.
it is. You're going to start or
Start him up. Start him up, brother.
Welcome to FancyBread. I'm Adrian.
I'm Ed.
And today I want to talk about self-governance. And what is self-governance? It's when you take it up to yourself, you put it up to you to do the things that you know you have to do. Don't wait for anyone else to tell you, oh, maybe you should polish up your skills in this, polish up your skills in that. Now, with that in mind, with self-governance, I ask you, how would you better do a alcohol training test? Or no, an alcohol tasting of a cocktail. Let's say your job says, we're going to try out 4 new cocktails.
Okay.
How would you better organize this so that everybody can taste the cocktail and have this discussion and everybody knows and grows and learns? Because that's the whole thing about trying new cocktails so that we can explain it to our guests. What would...
Give them some context. I know what you're talking about. Give them context.
Of course. Well, some restaurants, not all of them, right, would just gather everybody together. Bartender would just make a drink and people would just sip it with some straws or just pass it around, which honestly, not the best way to taste a cocktail, not the most professional way to taste a cocktail, and
Why not?
definitely the most disgusting way
Why
to taste a
not?
cocktail.
Tell them why.
Well, a cocktail in itself, it's about 4 to 6 ounces. That is it. And I'm talking about every component in it. I'm talking about the alcohol, the simple syrups, the citrus, the put your specialty item here or your secret ingredient that's going to make it all. And then ice, not ice, shaken, stirred, etc.
Yeah.
But overall, in your glass, 4 to 6 ounces of liquid. Now, the way that I would go about it is instead of having everybody come together, I would do so in pre-shifts. So again, it's all about when you come in.
Yeah.
Let's say you arrived, and this week we have these 2 cocktails. Everybody has to try these 2 cocktails, right? So you go to the bar with 2 other people that haven't tasted the cocktail.
Okay.
The bartender in there will make the cocktail for you. He'll spiel it for you, meaning he'll explain the whole process behind of it, make it for you, put it in the glass so that everybody can see what it looks like.
Okay.
And then proceed to put it in 3 or 4 individual shot glasses so that everybody can taste. A cocktail requires at least 3 sips for you to fully grasp and understand the flavor profiles.
This is all very deep and profound.
It is, because first you want to take a little sip and you want to make sure that you get it on the tip of your tongue. You want to let that salivate, because that's where the sugars really come in. That's the first impression of a cocktail. You can talk about it. What do you feel? What do you think? Then you take the second sip. You want to let it sit in your mouth for a little bit. You want to let it coat the bottom of your mouth, right? This tea is fabulous, by the way. All right. And after that, you take your 7th sip. And after finally, you just do the boom. That's it. What do you think? Well, and during that time, I will definitely start asking questions like, what flavors do you pick up? Who do you think will best enjoy this cocktail? Who do you think is not going to like this cocktail?
Yeah.
Who do you think will have a problem with this? Well, people might have a problem because that's spicy. Can we change that? Yes. No. Perfect. Can we take that off? What can we change? What can we not to change?
Yeah.
So these are all questions that you might want to talk with the people that you're having a drink with and also the bartender. And finally, you finish up with your last sip and you say, man, that was good. Right? So that's how I think that you should appropriately do so. Now, of course, very importantly, when you split that cocktail into 3 or 4 ways, there's not even an ounce of liquor in that drink because most of the cocktail has of alcohol tends to be around 3 ounces of alcohol. So meaning that if you split that between 3 or 4 people, you're still under the legal, right, alcohol content so that you can drive or work. So this is something that I mentioned to managers, and I think that it's a possibility that we might be starting this too. But again, it's all about self-governance.
Adrian, I love you. I love you to death.
Go for it.
But if that's actually implemented at our job, I will be very angry with you.
Really? Why is that?
Because I don't feel like learning. I feel like the only benefit of learning cocktails at a training is should they test you on them, you don't look like an idiot.
Got it.
But how important do you feel having intimate knowledge of the makeup of a cocktail benefits you in selling the cocktail?
It does not.
So what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, again, the part that I spoke of is the tasting of the cocktail.
But the training of the cocktail.
No. Fuck the training of the cocktail.
Oh, we're on the same page.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Fuck the training of the cocktail. I apologize. I should have started with that.
You should have started.
Cocktail trainings or alcohol trainings are pointless.
Complete bullshit.
Terrible. Like, especially so many things. Let's not get in there because I don't want to insult anybody. But
because ultimately, what matters is
how does it taste,
or how can you sell the cocktail?
Exactly.
Okay?
And those are the things that you do in those small groups. Keep going.
Well, I've worked with people who like to give you entire stories of a cocktail. What's in it? Who the people are that made it? Where the liqueur comes from? The pronunciation. They give you like it's a fucking spelling bee, right? Completely pointless. Because on average, and we'll talk about this more when I start my point, is you lose people like immediately in a restaurant. You have much less time than you think you have to describe and convince someone sitting at a table to buy something. As soon as you start doing a minute, that's way too long. As soon as you're past 15 seconds, you might have lost that person.
Absolutely.
You have to say, it's like everything you do at a restaurant table as a server or as a bartender at a bar, it's an elevator pitch. Like an extreme elevator pitch. Like you got to get them in, get them out. The moment you start talking about the stars and this is made on the North Bank and the wind, get the fuck out of here with that, right? The cocktail training, I get very, very little from cocktail trainings. It's a huge waste of time. Like when people come into the restaurant and do like the training for this wine or this training for this tequila, man, I'm like, yo, just give me my free liquor and shut the fuck up.
In the end, I think
that's how I feel.
Again, self-governance. If it goes into the 3 or 4 people that you go to the bar,
right,
taste a cocktail or taste a wine, and I think that you should taste 2 drinks per shift. Always why 2? Because also you should always give 2 recommendations to your guest, not 1, because it's always, I recommend that you start with X drink with flavors of X, Y, and Z, or X drink with flavors of X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
Because it's always, because if you only give 1 option, if you only give 1 cocktail, it's I'll have that or I won't have that. When you give 2 recommendations, it's usually 1 or the other. It works more than you think. Yeah.
Well, this is a great segue.
But before we move on to that,
Go ahead.
just a couple of things. When tasting the cocktail, right? What are the things that you take from it that you actually want to tell your guest about?
The only thing I look for is an association hook. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for an association hook. How do I make this cocktail relatable to someone's preferences?
Correct.
Is this like an old-fashioned-esque cocktail? Is this a cocktail for women? Is this a cocktail for men who act like women? Is this a cocktail for somebody who wants to party? Is this a cocktail for someone who likes martinis? They want something sweeter. They want something more bitter. All right?
Exactly.
A huge inclusion to my cocktail spieling is our version of. All right? Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
This is our version of an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
You know, because like that's what I do.
Yeah.
I hardly ever answer the question, what drink do you recommend? No, I almost always answer that by saying, well, what do you like to drink?
Yeah. Or I always say, what are you in the mood for?
Right.
Sweet, sour, bitter, spicy. I always give them that.
Right. Yeah. I give them all that too. Right. So yeah, like, what do you like to drink? Oh, I'm an old fashioned drinker. Great. Then I'm not going to waste my time recommending the cocktail that has sparkles and all types of shit in it, right? I'm going to recommend the old-fashioned-esque cocktail, which every bar and every restaurant has on their menu.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it short and sweet as possible. And whether people appreciate it or not, most of them do. Because again, people don't come to the restaurant to talk to us.
No.
They come to the restaurant to be amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to do as much as possible and get out of there as soon as possible. It's like a game of extraction, right?
Yeah.
So this brings me up to my point, unless you have something else to say.
I just wanted to
Go
finish
ahead,
that up.
please. Go ahead.
So there's 3 little things that I try to take whenever I try a cocktail. Number one, main alcohol that's in it. The main spirit. Is it rum? Is it vodka? Is it whiskey? Is it gin? Because some guests want to have one or the other. They have preferences. Number two, like you said, what is the assimilation of that cocktail? Is it similar to a margarita? Is it similar to a martini? Is it similar to Sazerac? Is it similar to a Negroni? Right? And then finally, it's going to be like bitter, sweet, spicy, refreshing. What are the properties of this cocktail?
I only give two options for that. I only give sweet or refreshing.
There you go.
I don't say like umami or bitter.
Sweet, sour, bitter, spicy is the.
Oh no, I
the
understand
crust.
where you're coming from. I'm saying is I don't prompt people that much because I feel like sometimes, like the worst thing is when people are indecisive, and you might have to give them an option, but you hate the fact that you are about to give a person like okay, you order mac and cheese in my restaurant. I'm not gonna just be like, okay, mac and cheese it is. I'm gonna be like, would you like lobster mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Or would you like regular mac and
Regular,
cheese?
all lobster mac and cheese.
But that question might come after.
that has the addition of M. Boom.
That
You always
question,
gotta-
that question might come after I've spoken and interacted with a guest who's indecisive about fucking everything. So I almost lament the fact that I'm like, oh shit, I'm just about to ask this person another 50-50 and I'm going to be here for another 2 minutes. Go fuck myself, right? Perfect. But sometimes you got to do it.
So I want to close it out. So before you waste everybody's time by scheduling them on an hour that they don't want to be there or that they don't have to be there to listen to someone who probably doesn't have the personal skills to talk about something with pizzazz and charisma and the right volume and the right attention, just maybe consider letting us do it, right? We're professionals. Isn't that what you hired us? Now, what is your topic, sir?
So I started off by saying that one of the great skills that servers or restaurant employees.
Sorry, I was just laughing because somebody said, I hate it when you all try to sell me a girly cocktail.
Right. So one of the skills that I feel is vital to a server or bartender's skill set is knowing when to shut the fuck up. Knowing when to shut the fuck up. Okay? People don't come to the restaurant to talk to us. Okay? And it's not so black and white. Granted, some guests are charismatic and they're kind and they're friendly and they'll initiate conversation. I don't say my name to tables. But a lot of tables ask, "Hey, what's your name, buddy?" I tell them my name, and they're touchy, but like in a fun way, like, oh, like they give you a lot of bro energy, and they want to initiate conversation. But I feel like it's a huge error engaging your table to think that these people actually want to be friends with you.
No,
like don't misunderstand. It's like one out of a very low percentage might actually be like, hey, you know what? I fuck with this person.
Yeah.
Like, wow, hey, we're going to fucking this club tonight. You want to come with us?
Yeah.
That happens all the time. And however sincere that is, whatever the motives are behind that, it is what it is. But listen, I went out to eat the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. I initiated conversation by asking a question. The question was, I heard the people at this restaurant need to take a long test in order to qualify that, okay, now they're a server or now they're a bartender.
Got it.
I opened up the fucking floodgates. Right? That wasn't my intention. I asked this person that question, and they proceeded to get like militant on me. Like they spoke for fucking ever. And I realized that when I get upset or annoyed, it's tough, right? Because we don't want to be hypocritical. We hate when guests do certain things, and so we don't want to do those things when we're the guest.
Yeah.
I love to be kind and I love to be generous, and I don't want to be an asshole. But I realize that when I get upset or annoyed, I repeat myself like very, very quickly. Like I'll say the same word twice or 3 times. Like I'll be like, yep. I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, yep. I'll feel like so annoyed. Like I turn into like yeah, like from the Sandlot, or I'll be like, get the papers, type shit. Like shut up, bro.
I feel you. I say that going to a restaurant is like going to class.
Shut up.
You see things that you yourself might do that you say, oh, I really want to stop that. Like when you saw that or when you experienced that, did you tell yourself, maybe I'm going to leave people more by themselves? Because I kind of, like you said, I don't like that per se. I like some communication, but that is
all right. So
like
let's ask some questions here.
Go for it.
So, as a server,
Yeah.
do you feel like you give people a little bit too much or not quite enough in terms of communication?
I'm coming the too much side.
You came on the too much.
I'm on the too much side.
I'm on the not enough. I'm on the
working
not enough side because I feel, and this is my opinion, you can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I feel like those are situations where it's much better to give people a little bit less. I feel like it's better. I feel like it's better for a table to like think of me and say service was good. Our server felt a little cold,
a little distant.
a little distant. I'm okay with that. As opposed to tables having to go to managers and saying, you know what, service was great tonight, maybe a little too chatty.
Okay.
Like one of the most annoying things is people who are annoying who don't know that they are annoying. Like they don't have that self-awareness. I'm annoying these people right now.
Got it.
I should shut up right now. But they keep going and they keep going and they keep going. Shut up.
Yeah.
Part 2 of this. Part 2. Because it
keeps going.
It's complex.
Yeah.
Something that annoys me more than that are people who are too wordy. They're too wordy. I'll give you an example.
Please.
Okay. Instead of saying 8 words to convey a thought and finish like a transaction, you say 20. Okay. This happened when I went out to eat the other night too. Just simple. Greeting us and asking me for water. This fucking chick was so sweet. Pero coño. Like, thank you for joining us. Is this your first time here? By the way, you all look fantastic. My name is... do you look a little thirsty? Would you like some sparkling or some still water? Whatever water you prefer. Like, shut up. Just ask me for my water, for the love of God. You know what I'm saying? How do you ask people for water? Please give me an example.
I do a little bit like that person.
A little too many. You try to fill in too many beats into the fucking thing.
But in a concise well. Like,
well,
good
then
evening.
It's either concise or it isn't. Which is it?
Let's just simply go to the person. Welcome to place. Welcome to X, Mr. X. My name is Adrian. I'll be assisting you today.
See, already, in my personal opinion, that's wordy as fuck.
Too much. And
but that's
from there,
me.
And from there, I go into, may I get you started with your water preference?
Okay.
Still sparkling tap. Boom. Depending on how I feel, if they still got their attention or not, I might just throw in like a little something else. But those are things like what you said, you might want to, what is it necessary for me to say? And what is it not? I always think that the first spiel is the rules of the game, what you want to tell them, right? Like, this is our menu, cocktails were here, recommendations.
Yo, every time my server would come to my table, this wordy server, and I could see in the my peripherals, I was like, oh, yeah, here she comes. Okay. I would like take a bite of food as fast as I could. Like even if I wasn't eating, like I'm just chilling, I see her coming, I'm like, let me make it. Like just don't talk. Even when she said goodbye to me, she was wordy as fuck.
Got it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. No, see, that's me.
Of course.
No, she was like, oh, well, it was a pleasure having you at the establishment this evening. And I really, really wish you the wellest of the well. And I hope that God covers you and protects you. And I hope that, your parlays go well. And really, really hope that you had a great time. I hope you join us in the future. Fucking shit, bro.
That's a little too much. That's a little too much.
Too much.
However, you know what I've started doing to balance that out, again, self-governance, is instead of going to the table more and talking more to the table, it's just at least be in a place or in a position that your guests can still see you, right? Where guests can be like, oh, and you immediately recognize that, you go to the table and you take care of them. Because like I mentioned, when you go to a restaurant and that's the way that you treat it, you say to yourself, that's not how I want to treat my guests, or not how I want to treat every guest. Because remember, we don't treat guests how we want to be treated. We treat guests how we feel they want to be treated. That's why it's important for you to be an aware server and know, oh, this person...
Gauging. It's all gauging, brother.
This person doesn't want me to talk to them.
It's all gauging.
Let me know when you're ready to order, if you're free to just... Right? So it's... Depending on who you're serving, it's about you. That's what a table read is called, is for you to gauge what kind of guests you have and see if you need to talk to more or talk to them a little less.
So flip it.
Go for it.
How do you deal with guests who talk to you too much?
Ooh, very simple. Just let me. So for example, if somebody's like talking about, I don't know about this and like that. You answer the question as quickly as you can, and let them know I'm going to go ahead and start putting your cocktails in. Give you a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Answer any questions you got, and then you just leave. But it's all about the I'm gonna do this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do it. It's the easiest way for you to get out. It's like they finish the sentence and be like, interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. and I'll be right back.
So you see, even my opinion, that's still too much.
Yeah.
That's too much. I suffered a lot when I first started doing this.
Yeah.
Getting away from tables.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're a decent human being,
Yeah.
you feel like running away from, not running away from, but interrupting a guest while they're talking so that you can go do something
Yeah.
or pretend to do something because you don't want to hear them anymore.
That's true.
Is rude. I got over that shit real fast. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. Like I'm telling you, when I first started, I struggled getting away from tables because I didn't have the server mindset. I had just the interactive, socializing mindset. It's rude to interrupt people or walk. How can you walk away from someone when they're talking to you? Now, bro, I'm like a Jedi now,
Go
bro.
for it, I don't throw a second one. Go.
I don't give a shit. You could be in the middle of telling me the code to the safe that your dad gave
about
you
to open. Yeah.
to open. I'll be like, give me a second. I'll walk away. I'll just walk away. I'll be like, I'll be back, or give me a second, or let's go.
I'm gonna give you one though. So this is a bit more physical, right? But if a guest is talking to you and you feel like this is lingering a little too long, as you're paying attention to their eyes, just do like a little.
Oh, you mean like a fake look?
Oh, excuse me, I'll be right back, and then you just. Get the fuck
I
out.
see.
They don't know what you're looking at. They don't know what's
Right, 'cause
happening.
you don't want to get
because you're looking at them and you're like, oh,
right, because they're reading your eyes. You don't want to get an interception.
I'll be back shortly.
You got to look somewhere
And
else.
they get it. They get it. And then you come back, and if you want to pick it up, you're like, what was that? What was the last two numbers of that safe that you were going to open? If you want to do that. But then again, that's because you're gauging what is the experience that the guest want. And if your guest wants to talk shit and you have the time to,
Man,
that could be the opportunity to get a little.
what's more
extra
offensive to you? The server who talks too much or the server that's too wordy? What's more offensive? I feel like the server who is a little too wordy is more offensive because the server who talks a lot might just, their sin is they don't realize that they're at work and they're not out in the world. Because out in the world, they might just have chatty friends.
Yeah.
And they might just vent to each other constantly. And they might like to talk to each other. And that's cool. I'm
it's
so
not the place
happy.
for that.
I'm so happy for you. But you forget that as soon as you go into your job, into your restaurant, you got to turn that shit off.
Yeah.
You got to turn that shit off. Okay? I feel like that's a bigger sin. No. That's the smaller sin. Like, that's not as, like, offensive. I feel it's more offensive to be wordy because it's like, okay, you're doing way too much right now. Like, this is something that you should be gauging a little bit better.
Yeah.
Why did you say 15 words when you could have just said, have a great night?
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, sorry. I don't know if you had something. I wanted to ask.
I don't know if I
as a guest, being a guest, if you have that server who's very wordy, what do you do to kind of just?
I start talking double. I start, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, yep. Okay. All right. That's like Denzel Washington. Oh, yeah. Okay now. Okay. Like, I'm like, see, this is a tough situation because you want to be graceful.
No, of course. I'm
You wanna be graceful.
I'm gonna just give you one thing is that honestly, you don't need to really give explanations to anyone. So the best way for you to shut your server up is to say, "Thank you."
I mean, no, because
if you start to be like, "Thank you," I'm gonna look at the menu.
But you see, that's clear.
That's it. You can do it.
That's
Like,
clear.
thank you. I'm just checking the menu and I'll get back to you.
I searched
You
for
can
this.
always cut off your server. You can always cut off anyone's. But it's important that, or obviously if I'm with someone and obviously the server's talking to us and going and wordy and I just start looking at you and that server doesn't pick up the fact that you already lost me, bro. Like I'm not looking at you and I'm paying attention to you and you keep going. It reminds me of Chappelle with the wrap it up bucks. Remember that? Wrap it up. If you see guests are losing interest,
That's very sexual.
Wrap that shit up.
That's very sexual.
That's why.
So, like, that's not so simple because people don't get the hint. And unfortunately, like, okay, one of the things that annoys me is when a server starts spieling me when I didn't ask to be spieled. So I don't spiel people if they don't want me to spiel them. At first I thought, how am I going to get them interested in this, like, this item that I really want to put? But listen, you just touch on it. You touch on it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Okay.
Hey, and we have a bunch of caviar. If you want to know more about that, just let me know. Like, I don't want to get into it. Like, don't spiel but the fucked up part is there's some restaurants that, I wouldn't say force is the wrong word.
Yeah.
But part of their policy for servers is that they have to spiel tables.
Yeah.
They have to push specials. They said that at Ceviche 105.
Yeah.
Servers at Ceviche 105 have told me that they're oppressive about specials.
And
they
they have
to
to be.
push
They have
specials.
to.
They have to meet a quota. So if you're in a situation like that, it's kind of fucked up, But like, if that's not like a necessity, it's not a guideline of your steps of service, then gauge your tables. Gauge them. Ask them. Just talk to people. I mean, you want to say all this shit, but you don't want to say nothing. Like, just speak to people.
Well, I guess it comes down to also the level of the restaurant, because if you work in something that's very corporate, definitely they're going to be like, you have to do this. And that's the way it is. But the more that you go up to fine dining, the more personal it is. And the more that it is about you reading your guests and saying, this is what they're looking for. They want more information. They want less information. They want more space. They want less space. They want, more attention, less attention. Those are the things that it's up to you to gauge. And that comes with time and that comes with experience. That's why I always say, when you go to a restaurant, it's like going to school. This is a great place for you to put yourself in the situation of your guest and say to yourself, man, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or you know what? I'm going to pay attention to this. Or you know what? I felt like this way today. So whenever I see someone reacting that way, I might change my behavior. But again, it comes down to you. Self-governance.
What do you got, buddy?
All right. Well, I thought that was a thing. I want to talk about, since we're in this, I want to talk about a bad experience that I had.
Talk to me. Talk to us.
I went to this restaurant that I commonly go to. I'm not going to mention names because I'm still going to continue going back regardless of the experience that I had.
So if you're going to continue going back, why don't you say the name?
No, I'm not going to say that. Now, because it was just it was a hiccup, but it made me see a lot of things. So
Write it down.
So I did.
No, write it down so I can see it.
Oh, okay,
what is it? Write it down.
Nah, it's around this somewhere. I'll give it back to you later.
My God, bro.
I go there, and the first thing that I asked them is because they had this lovely focaccia bread, and I asked them, "Can we please have some more?" Which normally we have asked before. They usually give it to us.
Okay.
We have to ask the server twice, and server never.
They
brought
bring
it.
you. Is it their bread service? They just
They
bring you the bread
service.
automatically.
Can you bring some more of that one?
Right.
Yeah, correct.
So it's not something it's not an a la carte bread. You don't have to pay for it or ask for it.
It's just something
it's
that
part
they
of
bring.
bread.
Yeah.
It's part of their service.
It's a bread service.
It's
correct.
their bread
and you
service.
say, hey,
Okay.
can you please have a little bit more of that one? And
That's
they usually tend
important.
to give it. This time we ended up asking twice. We never got it. So unfortunately, our server was not that attentive in that case.
Right.
I wrote down some other things that might happen. And again, it's just about if someone tells you what they want, do it. Because again, it's the experience that I'm looking for, not necessarily the experience that you want to give.
Right.
On top of that, spoons. I tend to use spoons and fork when I dine. It's for serving, etc., friends serving. And that's something that I like. And it's, if a person comes to the table, if you as a server go to a table and your server asks you your guest asks you for one thing, instead of just going to get it, ask, is there anything else that I might get for you? Because a lot of servers have the bad thing, the bad habit of, oh yeah, spoons, let me get those for you, and just goes and gets the spoons, and then when you're back, oh sure, I also wanted a little bit more butter. Can I get a little bit more water? It's like you're not asking. So a great thing for you to do is when you go to a table and someone asks you for something, is there anything else I might get for you?
That's service
Right?
101, though.
That's service 101. And I'm just giving you little tips so that if this is a situation that you have seen yourself in, you can always, again, self-governance and fix that, or just
Service
don't.
101.
That's up to you. Another thing, 2 minutes, 2 bites. We spoke about this so much. I asked for a particular special.
Okay.
I asked for a risotto special. And there were 2 risottos, one that I had often and one that I hadn't had. But I felt like, let's try the other one. But important that when there are dishes that have something that guests don't usually like, for example, if you have Brussels sprouts that have bacon and someone asks for Brussels sprouts, you say, it has bacon. Is that okay? Because those are things that it may fall into the category of, I didn't see that. I didn't like that. That's not what I was expecting. And go for it.
That's all gauging, though.
Exactly. And then
It's all gauging.
Go ahead.
If you're taking care, I always do that with spice.
Yeah.
I always do that with spice. If something is spicy on your menu, but it's not like inherently clear that it's a spicy dish. If I order something, my spice tolerance isn't super high.
Yeah.
So if I order something, whatever, if something arrives to my table and I eat it and it's spicy, and I had no idea it was going to be spicy, I'm not writing a review. I'm not burning the building down.
No.
But I'm going to be like, yo, I wish I had known this was spicy before I ordered it.
Yeah.
That's it. So for spice, I do that. But bacon?
I do for bacon because religiously some people don't eat bacon, and that's important for them to know. It's kind of like, I don't want this. And then it kind of ruins it. Because that's why the 2 minutes, 2 bites, it's so important. Had my server done the 2 minutes, 2 bites check, he would have noticed that we didn't like the dish. And it would have been a great opportunity for us to have something else. You know what my server did instead? He sat 3 tables down to fold napkins. Now, at this point, I thought, oh, maybe someone else is going to be coming to service, because it makes sense that if you're about to leave and you're doing your side work, which we get it, we all want to get the fuck out of here. It happens to all of us. Then first off, you don't do it in front of your guests. And secondly, give your table away, right? If you're not going to get up and check on your table constantly, ask somebody else, hey, would you mind finishing that table so that I can get out of here?
Yeah.
Because again, you don't do your 2 minutes, 2 bites. I would have ordered something else instead. But by the time that the person came, because I looked at him and I did like, are you gonna come check on us? Then that's the time I would have been like, at this point, I don't want anything else. Go for it.
How was the food? You didn't like that item, but how was the food in general?
Great. I go there often, so it's never an
so
issue.
okay. So it's a good restaurant, but you just got shitty service that night.
Correct. That one night. That's why I mentioned it. It's not like, oh,
so you're gonna go back.
Absolutely. And if I had the same server, I'm still gonna get him. And I just know I'm gonna be a little extra with him and be like, I need you to make sure that you can do these things. Otherwise, the time after, I'll ask for another server.
Yeah, that's just bad service, brother.
It could happen. Maybe he was late, because I had him before. He wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Now,
sometimes service is so bad that it's like amusing.
Now, I want to
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, sometimes we're going to go to a restaurant and it's one or two. Either something good happens and I say, oh, I want to talk about that in a positive way, or something bad happens and I say, ooh, thank God I didn't do that, or I'm going to fix that, or I'm going to talk about it on the show. So either way, it's a win. The last one I want to touch up is table checks, right? I understand that a table check would have saved that situation and getting us on another dish.
That's what 2 minutes, 2 bites means.
That's what 2 minutes, 2 bites
If anybody doesn't know.
However, I've been on restaurants where too many people come to ask you, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Is everything okay?
That's a lack of communication.
That's
also bad service.
That's annoying. Only, the server needs to go on the 2 minutes, 2 bites, and the manager. This is something that it's lacking a lot. A manager, a supervisor should check the table at least once, and the best time to do so, it's not 2 minutes, 2 bites. It's later in the main course. That's the best time for a manager to go to the table and be like, how was everything tonight? Is everything to your liking? Is there something that we can change? And that's the perfect time, because at that moment I would have told them, oh, we need this change. Can we get something else?
That's just a lack of communication.
Again.
That's just teammates not talking to each other.
Right. And managers not doing also their job.
Yeah. Because I say to my teammates all the time, I'm like, okay, have you been to that table recently?
Yeah.
Yes. They're still working. Okay.
Got it.
Good.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
Have you been to that table recently? Have you asked if they're done?
Yeah.
No, I haven't asked if they're done. Okay.
Got it.
Then I know I got a green light to go and
check 'em.
and initiate that conversation.
A little bit of communication.
Just
goes
communication, baby. That's all that is.
A long way.
That's all that is.
And I'm just going to close it with that.
Okay, great. So here we go. There's a question for you. Okay.
Yes.
And it has 2 parts.
Yes.
Have you ever been under the influence of drugs at work?
At my previous ones, yes.
Okay, so disclaimer. We've both worked in this industry for a long time.
Correct.
We've both had a lot of jobs.
Yes.
Me more than you. But we both had double-digit amount of jobs.
Yes.
Okay?
Well, that's you.
Yeah. At my current job, which I love, straight arrow. Straight arrow. Okay? None of the bullshit happens at my current job.
Never.
But at my previous places of employment, I've been known to dib and dabble a little bit. So now,
Second question. Go ahead.
Under the influence of drugs or alcohol,
Yeah.
would you say you are a good server?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, folks. You heard it here. You heard it here. Okay?
But it's again, self-governance.
Hey, listen.
It comes down to you.
Listen. A lot of people are going to say substance abuse isn't a joke.
Of course.
And it is not a joke.
It is not.
Substance abuse is not a joke, but we're not talking about a situation where someone has substance abuse issues. Because regardless of where you work or live, if you have those issues, you have those fucking issues. We're talking about people who have the self-governance, the willpower to say to themselves, hey, you know what? Today's my Friday. You know, Sharon and Karen and her 15 friends are getting on my nerves. And it's a lot easier to wait on those people when you got a little bit of in your system. People are going to be like, oh, that's so unprofessional. I agree. Oh, you could lose your job. I agree. But every once in a while, you need something to take the edge off. A little something. So this question actually has 3 parts.
Yeah.
What kind of server are you under the influence? What happens?
You vibe more with guests.
You vibe more with guests. So your inhibitions are down.
That's usually the play, because when your inhibitions are down, you tend to be a little bit more relaxed, and you get to be a bit more relaxed with your guests. But again, depending on the kind of guests that you have, you might vibe with them a lot more or a lot less.
Listen.
Now, the issue, again, coming back to self-governance, and I'm going to call this episode self-governance.
Listen.
I know some people that always say, oh, I've never done that because I know myself, and if I drink too much, I just can't talk. Or if I smoke too much, then I can't concentrate. Or I can't read. Or I lose my footing. Obviously, people, that's where self-governance comes in. And if you know that you can't do something, then don't fucking do it, because you're going to put your job in jeopardy and everything in jeopardy.
All right, look, man, here we go. Let's get specific.
Go for it.
In the past,
Yes.
if I'm high at work, and the only 2 drugs I do are marijuana and alcohol.
Go for it.
So when I'm high at work, dude, I'm chilling. I'm fucking chilling. When I'm high at work, I'm the sweetest fucking person on the planet. I'm like fucking like the Big Lebowski. I'm like the dude. I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. Or I'm like Oogway, you know? I'm doing fucking karate on the top of a mountain. I'm like just flowing, right? Oh, the 18 of you each ordered cocktails on a busy Saturday when my bar is slammed, and you didn't take my advice to buy a bottle of champagne or liquor so that I could expedite your alcoholic experience and get this party going.
Smooth.
You decided to ignore that and order 18 individual cocktails. And I understand it is taking a long time. It's been 3 minutes. We are a terrible establishment. Forgive us. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do the best I can to go over. I'm going to go yell at my bartender for you right now.
You know, I say that sometimes.
That's high end.
Yeah,
Oh. You didn't order this dish? I made a mistake? The dish that you and I made eye contact and spoke about and anecdoted for a minute and a half and laughed about and connected about? And you said that you wanted, and I confirmed that you wanted it? You don't want that dish? Hey, you know what? That's on me, baby. I fucked up. I'm not good at this. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your graciousness and your patience. That's on me now. So that's high end.
So you get extra condescending when you're on the
if you want to take it that way. But when I'm a little drunk, and again, there's people, see, the key to this is moderation. This is not a smart thing to do. It is not professional. It's not sustainable. You shouldn't do this all the time. But every once in a while, you got to take a little bit of the edge off.
It is a lot of fun.
That's the point of the story, right? If I'm drunk, I'm like the Wolf of Wall Street in that motherfucker. Remember that scene in the Wolf of Wall Street when they first got their first office, and he was on the phone with the guy, sort of teaching his team how to talk to people about buying stocks? I turned into that motherfucker. Oh yes, you don't want the $3,000 pound of caviar? I understand. You know, it's not easy being the big dog in the restaurant. Not everybody can handle that pressure. Yeah. I know. I understand. You don't want people looking at you and thinking you're worth more than you're worth. And you don't want all these girls interested in you to go out with you after the club. You don't want none of that tonight.
People wondering what's going on over there.
You don't want none of that tonight. No. I understand. Nobody wants that attention. Who the fuck wants all that attention? You're absolutely right. It's idiotic of me to recommend that. And then I just pause.
Ooh, the pause is always good.
And then, you know what? Fuck it. We'll take it. Oh, that's a good decision. Here we go. Let's get a little caviar going. You know?
That's right. Why not?
That's me.
Good.
But there's people who, again, in the realm of stupidity that we've acknowledged this lives in, there are people who just don't know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, for their lack of moderation, for their physiology. People who respond differently to these, you know, and talk being inebriated or being high at work. I know people that just don't know how to handle themselves. And now we're just keeping it real. Now we're just giving you the inside industry scoop to actually what happens, right?
Yeah.
There's people who drink at work, and there's places where you can actually drink with guests.
Yeah.
Right? There's places where you can work at like a party vibe restaurant, like the old school Baoli's, the old school Marrion's. Like, you can drink with your guests. And they all give them the disclaimer, yo, you can drink with your guests to keep the vibe going, make them entice them to buy some more. But if you get out of control,
You gotta stop.
You gotta stop. That's it.
Yeah.
We can't allow it anymore.
Yeah.
It's risky as hell, but they do it. Bartenders get asked for shots all the time. Have a drink with us. And some bartenders do it.
They do, yeah.
Some bartenders do it. And it's okay. It is what it is. I don't know how that business model works, but it works, and that's what they do. Now, what kind of server are you when you're high or drunk?
I'm just more chill, more relaxed.
More
Welcome
chill, more
in.
relaxed.
How are you? Absolutely.
Right.
You know what? You did say one that I do tend to do when someone's like, that takes too long. Let me just go and see what's going on. Maybe punch somebody in the face.
Right.
But yes, I'm just a lot more chill, a lot more relaxed, and more vibey, and maybe compliment guests a little bit as well. So it gets to that point where it's it's a lot more vibe. That's myself. In
How often do people offer you a shot or say you should take a shot with us?
Often,
It
but
happens all the time.
I don't.
No, I don't do it either.
I don't do
What
that.
do you say? What do you say?
I say we're not allowed to.
I go the opposite.
Yeah.
I tell people I bring people shots, and they're like, "Oh, where's yours? Take a shot with us." I'll be like, "I'm drunk right now, baby. I'm drunk right now." And they either take me for my word and they think I'm being literal, and they're like, "Okay," or they understand I'm just joking and being, aggressively polite, "Okay, I'm not doing this," But hey, man, listen.
Hey, both good things again. It's about
You gotta take
at
the
the
edge
end of
off
the day.
those,
It's not one's right, one's wrong, one's right, one's no. It's
No.
about which one are you?
No.
Right?
It's wrong.
Is it?
It's the whole situation is wrong. It's not right.
It's because people love that. I know people who personally love to go to bars and have drinks with their bartender because that's just the kind of experience that they want to have.
No. I mean, drinking or doing drugs at work is wrong.
Yeah.
100% wrong. It's stupid.
Bad.
But everyone's saying, "What?"
You also mentioned something that is very powerful. I just want to mention that, and that is the pause.
The Wolf of Wall Street pause.
The pause that can do a lot, and that can sell. Even the other day when we were talking about drinks, and everybody say, "Yeah, that's like a truffle espresso martini or a spicy passion fruit, yada yada," and then kind of doing that. But then you ask me, "Oh, what about that cocktail? What do you think?" And the way I would just sell is somebody's like, "Oh, what do you think about this cocktail?" You don't know it. You just pause, be like, get it, and it is sold. A breath of pause, emotion, and then a simple sells a drink. Sometimes you don't even need to say anything. Just your emotion can definitely sell a cocktail, can sell a dish, can do a lot. Pause. A breathing pause. And you want to go? Or should we go into what we got here?
I'm good, brother.
Ooh, we did actually pretty good. Let's go into, we'll save some more for the next one. Let's go into last words, shall we? Now, again, this is the time where we are going to be reading some of your comments out there. So bear with us and your questions. We're going to start here with YouTube. There you go. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. We got some yos over here. Thank you, Gut and Buzz, for hanging out. We got over here, free to prosper. The nose knows. You shouldn't taste from a straw because part of the taste experience comes from bringing the cocktail to your nose. Thank you. Okay? Tasting through straws is dumb. Verifying the quality of a cocktail. If you're a bartender and you made that cocktail and you just, yes, you can definitely say, oh, I did a little too much sour, did a little too much sugar, etc. But to taste a cocktail, no.
But you remember what the girls said?
What?
We interviewed some drink runners.
Yes.
And they said that, so it depends on what you care about.
Yeah.
Do you care about having the drink in the way the drink is supposed to be had and enjoy it to its fullest? Or, based on what some of the girls have said, when men use straws, they look ridiculous. So take that for what you will. Do you want to actually enjoy the cocktail, or do you want to look, or do you not want to look ridiculous? Either way, sometimes using a straw for a drink is counterproductive.
We got Free to Prosper again. He says, you have seconds to sell that drink. Sweet, sour, spicy, floral. I like the floral. That's nice. That's it. Sell it and keep on moving.
Boom.
That Free to Prosper. That's so true. And, damn. Free to Prosper, you're in fire today. I hate it when you try to sell me a girly cocktail. And then it says, you're really good. You tell the indecisive people. If you're really good, you tell the indecisive people what they'll drink, and they'll love it. That is so true. And that's something that I personally like to do is, hey, give that a try. If you don't like it, I'll take care of it for you.
That's
Simple
my
as that.
line, baby.
Just go for it because
That's my line.
Honestly, it's a great way for guests to be like, oh, wow, first he's giving me the green for me to taste something that I don't like or might not like.
That's
if
my
they
line.
don't
Don't be
like it,
using
we'll
my
change
line,
it.
bro.
And if they do, they keep it. And they'd be like, wow, this guy was cool. He gave me something that I didn't know. So you gain trust by doing that. So that's a great way for also to push a cocktail, especially if you know you're going to like it because you already tasted it. And you know it tastes amazing because you sip it 3 times, not through a straw. Became a master of reading your guests. It's a great skill set. Please do. Don't be like my server last night. Juan Morales over here, seeing us up. Over here says, I've never told my name unless asked, and I don't care for my server's name unless I ask.
Very true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Man, on fire. Over here says, big servicing is talking to people. What? Big servicing is talking at people instead of to them. Get the glazed look from the guest. That is very true. And that's how I sometimes know if I should keep going with my spiel or not going with my spiel. If guests are paying attention to me, if they're looking at each other, if they're looking at the menu, where their eyes at is very, very important. Be aware. And one that I want to mention to essays out there because it's something that I see happening a lot. And it happened to me for a while, but I just started adding that to it. When people stop eating, yes, the first thing they do is that they put down their silverware. That's like the first thing they do. Second thing they do, they might put their hands on their lap or start looking around. But the one thing that people lack to see is look at their mouths. Are they still chewing? Are they talking? If they're not chewing, then maybe you want to approach and ask them if they're still enjoying. Otherwise, give them a little bit of a break. We're not rushing.
Unless we are rushing them.
Unless you are rushing, at that point, you might want to go in and say, may I prepare you for your next course?
Yeah,
it is the most elegant way for you to just set them up for the next course. Mm-hmm. All right. In Spanish, ahora entiendo por qué entras a la cocina muy romántico. So I don't know what that is, but somebody's gonna have to explain that later. All right, let's jump into Instagram over here. Let's see what we got. If I can access the live. Yes. Set them up for the next one. Mm-hmm. I do not. All right. In Spanish, ahora entiendo por qué. I'm going to have to work with that. I'm going to have to grab the phone and answer some questions. Let's start with TikTok here first. We'll adapt. Woo. You want to do this one? See if you see any.
Go ahead, brother.
All right.
It's on you.
Join. No, thank you to everybody who joined. We got a lot of people joining here on TikTok. We encourage that you come check us out on YouTube. Our episodes come out every Friday. That's when we get to edit what we got going on here. Just a lot of joins. Thank you. Ooh, we got some roses and stuff. Whoa, no, we got no roses. We're still working on that as well. Vibes, join, co-host. No. Damn. People, don't be afraid. We don't bite. Send us your message. Send us your text. Reach out to us throughout your week.
That was productive.
That was very productive. And then see over here. Ooh, one of the Instagram is talking. All right, I gotta figure that out soon. Join. Oh, you're looking at my face and my hair. All right, really interested in your comment on Instagram. Kindly do check the DM when available. Got it. We will check. You check. Oh. We will check the DMs. You do a shot of marijuana, and that shift is done.
A shot of marijuana.
A shot of marijuana. How do you do a shot of marijuana?
That person just showed their age.
There you go. Listen.
That person is 65 and up, for sure.
I think you need a shot of marijuana yourself, sir.
Yeah.
And what's up? Well, we is here. All right. So, you want to close with?
Just continue to be great, everybody. One step at a time.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. As always, self-governance. Go out to restaurants. Remember, that's going to class. Put yourself in the situation of, is this what I would like? Is this what guests like? And then just apply that to yourself. Sir?
That was beautiful.
Well, as always, thank you for listening.
Take care, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.